Hi, I'm the Honorable Judge Dawn L. Vann, and you're watching Chester View.
Chester, with Chester makes Chester, and we're going far. Coming together and using our voice to let you know change is a choice. It's a Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. Seek pride, you know. Chester flow.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and coming into the studio with us today. We are here in the studio with the one and only Honorable Judge Dawn L. Vann.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being in the studio with us today.
I'm so glad to be here.
All right, so first, let's just give a little background. Well, again, Honorable Judge, but let's start off with the history making. You are the first female African-American judge in Delaware County. Just talk about that experience a little bit.
Well, that's such a heavy load, as my godfather, Mr. Jim Harper, indicated when he was robing me when I first was sworn in. Well, in 2007, I was elected and later appointed by Governor Ridge to the magisterial district judge position here in the city of Chester. As you stated, I am the first African-American female judge in Delaware County and in the city of Chester. To date, I've been a judge for a decade, and in becoming a magisterial district judge, the full experience, I can take you from the very beginning. I really did not realize the impact, but I soon was able to recognize the impact of being the first African-American female judge. And it's not really enough to just say, I'm the first African-American female judge. What was I going to do with that particular legacy? It's not just enough to say you're the first African-American female judge, because you have people that whose shoulders I stand on, of course, and you have those who are to follow, because that's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to make and create leaders. So those who are watching, those who may aspire to do something in the same area, you have to be mindful of that. And so I've always been mindful of that. The decisions that we make as a magisterial district judge. Of course, we are, just let me tell you a little bit of background about magisterial district judges. We are elected. We are elected by our constituents in our community. We are certified. All magisterial district judges are not attorneys. You do not have to be attorneys, but we do know the law. We have a very strict criteria in which we are educated on. And so we have to be, we have CLEs every year where we are updated on the law. So when a lot of people hear that you didn't have to go to law school, no, we didn't have to go to law school. However, what makes us unique is that we are of our community. We live in our community. We have to be in our community because our constituents are the ones who voted on us, and so we have to make decisions on our community that will impact us as well as the community at large. So we're the first point of contact of any legal system, and why that is important is we will make decisions on whether something goes forward or something does not go forward. Being the first point of contact as a magisterial district judge, you have, those who come before you that are scared, that are emotional, that are cocky, that are just a lot of different emotions and personalities and characteristics. But you are able, as a magisterial district judge, we have been educated enough and informed enough and trained enough to be able to make decisions according to the law that are both just, honorable, fair, and I like to think that that is one of my biggest, not so much pet peeves, but that's one of my biggest impact, because a lot of people, they have questions about judges and law enforcement or whatever. I can only speak on judges. So being a magisterial district judge, being the first African American female magisterial district judge, and some people can look at that as being negative. To me, it's a triple positive.
A triple crown.
A triple crown. So 10 years go by very quickly. I've served 2 terms, and they are 6-year terms. All 2 terms have been very challenging as well as rewarding. A magisterial district judge, life changes almost immediately. I know I had a mentor judge of mine, because we do have mentors as well. They told me, you are going to really have to get a life. And I am a people person. I am outgoing. I am in the community. I'm of the community. But I didn't realize what he meant when he said that. It's not that I would have to get a life, but I would have to just alter some things, in that we are held to a high standing in terms of things that we do, things that we're supposed to do, things that places that we can go, but we are still in the community, of the community, and we are making decisions according to the law in our community.
Yeah, would you saying that when we were at the award show in Philly, and one of the honorees was a judge, and she said she couldn't say anything, and she said, I'm here, but I can't say anything, and her husband had to speak.
Absolutely. Those are one of the things. As a matter of fact, it was 2 judges at that particular ceremony that you're speaking of. And that's one of the things. You just have to be mindful. But at the same time, being a magisterial district judge, and at the level that we are, again, we're the first point of contact, we're able to really just get a great feel of our community. We're able to make decisions that will impact the person in front of us, as well as their family, as well as the community at large. So it's a position of stature. At the same time, it's a position of honor, more or less. And it's really not about the prestige of the position. It's about making a difference. Mm-hmm. It's about making decisions, again, that are fair, and that it's about transparency, because as judges, we are an open book. And it's really about not really taking it personal. The decisions that we make, you can't take it personal. We are going according to the law. So if you see a judge, and it's funny, when I am on the bench, and when I leave the bench, I'll put it that way, and I may be out, I may be in the store, Wawa, or something like that, and I see someone, and they'll say, Judge Vann? And I'll say, yes. They said, I almost didn't recognize you. And I always say to them, well, you only see me from my neck up. All you see are my pearls and my, you know what I mean? And they said, I know, because you look different. I said, no, your state of mind is different. So your mind says, so I'm aware of that when persons are in front of me. And as I always indicate, no matter where you come in, no matter who you are in my court, respect is due. Whether you are the Commonwealth, the ADA, whether you are defendant, whether you are a defense attorney, you still get the same respect. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are Miss such and such to me, and that's how I address, because your current situation is just that, your current situation as defendant. So there's no need for anything other than that type of respect. So I really enjoy it. I've loved it for the last 11 years. I would love to do it for the rest of my life.
So being the first judge, that's just a journey in itself. People seeing you, but I really have to point out the fact that you grew up in the community that you're serving. And it seems unusual to see judges who can truly relate to the people that they are representing pretty much. So for you to come up and just to be able, it's just something about being in the city that you can kind of look at somebody and say, I kind of know if you're trying to game me. I know if you're trying to run a game. I know if you're trying to play. So it's just amazing that even, like you said, you didn't have to be an attorney, you didn't have to be a lawyer, but you have street knowledge that can help you, decide with the law on these cases. So for that's just amazing, and it's rare. Now, have there been situations where you felt that knowing your community, well, let me say it this way. Do you feel that you need to know the community to be a judge over the community?
Well, as a magisterial district judge, you really, because one of the criteria is that you have to live in your jurisdiction. So as a magisterial district judge, you definitely going to know your community, because there are cases that are right on your block, right around the corner, right up the street. So to me, that is an advantage, because coming before me, and there are matters that I may have to recuse myself from. That's one of the things that, knowing your community, growing up in a community, you know everybody. Chester, of course, is very small, so everybody knows everybody. We went to Chester High School, so everyone knows everyone. However, you may know Dawn Vann, but you may have to get to know the Honorable Judge Dawn L. Vann. You understand? Because Dawn Vann is a regular civilian. And I am Dawn Vann, but I am also Judge Dawn Vann. So that requires me to utilize that training as a judge. That requires me to delegate certain authorities. So if you're coming before the Honorable Dawn Vann with a particular demeanor and trying to get over or something like that, then you would just have to take your chance in what you receive, because Judge Dawn Vann is definitely going to delegate the law according to the law. Right. So, and as you mentioned, knowing the community and being in the community, still I live in the community. I come across students that who I knew them before they knew themselves, before they were even born. I know their mothers, went to school with their fathers, or whatever the case may be. I get the opportunity to really let them see where I came from, and that I am a product of Chester, and that I stood right where they stand, not so much in the court, but just as a student coming up, making certain decisions. And I let them know that the decisions that you make now can and will impact you later. So don't be a leader. Don't be a follower. I try to tell them, and as I said before, when they come before me and they have their parents, I tell them, and this is what always stop them. I say, listen, I'm the judge, but your mother and your father are the boss right now. So you want me to ask them what I should do? And normally I'll say that to them, and they'll say no. And I'll say, why? I said, because I only see you for this 5 minutes that you're in front of me. So, and then normally that makes a difference. So I try to teach them when I can reach them. And normally, a lot of times, unfortunately, is when they're in front of me. But a lot of times, the outcome of it is a positive.
Okay. On that note, we're actually going to go ahead and take a break. But when we come back, we are going to talk about the community. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. Seek pride, you know. Just the flow.
Welcome back. We are here in the studio with the Honorable Judge Dawn L. Vann. Now, I know for a fact that you are not just a judge. You are active in your community, because I've known someone, they didn't know that I knew you. She's like, no, my daughter, she wants to go to law school, and Judge Dawn told her to come over to her chambers and talk to her. So I hear your name in the community. So I just want us to kind of reflect on how important it is, especially with your connections, with your knowledge. How important is it to get back into the community?
Oh, it's always important to stay grounded in the community. There are a lot of resources out there, and I take advantage of the resources that I can share with students, not only students, but also adults. Because we have adults, young adults that are still making their way, and they aspire to do certain things. So staying grounded in the community and having particular networking opportunities. I try to keep my ear, to the wind in terms of just knowing those people who could give students certain opportunities. I always welcome students to my chambers. Mentoring opportunities, I take advantage of that all the time, going to speak to students at the schools or at Bible vacation, wherever I am asked. I almost always take that opportunity, and I do welcome them. My chambers is an open book. I always tell them it's an open door. You can always come, and then when you come, tell them that Judge Vann is expecting me, because I am. I'm expecting, even though it's law and it's court and all of that, but there are some positive things that happen over in the court, just to come and observe. I'd rather they be informed about the law as opposed to being behind the law in a negative situation, and that's not always the case. Again, in trying to encourage and inspire those who are just they may not even be interested in law, or they may not be interested in being a judge. They just may be interested in anything that their passion is. And so I just try to encourage them to work their dream, cultivate their passion, and keep it moving.
And you definitely do that, especially being a Chester High alumni cheerleader. When you do get to come to our meetings or things like that, I remember you encouraged me, you mentored me, because there were times where the alumni came back for the camp, summer camps, and everybody always talks about when you came to the camps and how you helped them and encouraged them. So even then you were giving back.
Absolutely, it's important to give back. We always have to give a hand up. It's very important. I encourage all who have graduated from Chester High or moved on from the city of Chester to come back and give a hand up, because it's very important. Our youth need it. They need it like no other time. So it's important to do that, and we have a lot of that going on in our city, and I'm glad to see that as well. But I'm definitely going to continue to do my part in encouraging our youth, because they need to see that I exist, and that persons like me that looks like them exist, and that I'm tangible. I'm very receptive to persons, again, coming to my chambers. I consider myself the people's judge. It doesn't really matter. I know that I have a friendly face, and a lot of people tell me that when I'm in court, oh my goodness, you look so. But then, when I'm out of court, I'm still Judge Dawn Vann, but I'm a person too. Yeah, you can. I exist. I'm real. And that's just lets me know that they are comfortable with even approaching me and having a conversation with me, because you don't see that. Normally, judges, I know coming up, judges, they are definitely held to a high standard. However, judges were so distant that it was almost like that. For the first time, we have 3 African American judges in the city of Chester, for the first time ever. So that's history. That's historical in itself as well. And my being the first African American female judge for the last decade, all of that really has a positive impact on our community, because they can see themselves in those type of positions.
That is awesome. Now, before we go, I wanted to give some words of encouragement. There might be somebody that's looking, saying, well, I'm a little person, or I can't really do this, I can't do that. Just give them some words of encouragement to have them continue to move forward.
Well, I just want to tell anyone that's listening, that's viewing this, always know that to keep God first is to be a game changer. Always know that you are not. You are worthy of anything that you have passion for, anything that's in your heart, and just work it, manifest it, and have it come to fruition.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
It has been
I feel
pleasure.
like I'm back.
I know.
Amanda Joy. I so enjoy talking to you. You are so inspiring.
Thank you.
You are so inspiring. So good at what you do. I really love being here.
So again, thank you. We wish you
welcome.
the best of luck. Anything we can do to support, just let us know. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Visions Video Pro. And you can follow me, Amanda Has Joy. Until next time, see you later.
Hi, my name is Shakonda White, aka Moot Mills.
What's up, everybody? It's Becky C, and you're watching Chester View. It's a Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. represented. Just the flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. See pride, you know. CHESTER. With Chester makes Chester, and we're going far. So like the John Locke theory, be a blank slate. Rid yourself of what you know and let me recreate. Big things going down in this city right here. Yeah, it's violence in the land, but it's everywhere. We take the good with the bad, bad with the good. Keep it one love, one by one stands, one hood stand. Coming together and using our voice to let you know change is a choice. Rising up like a giant stalk. And we definitely walk the talk. So when you say Chester, better talk right. And if you come through, better walk right. And I knew what we could cover before I wrote the check. So like the Queen of Soul said, respect. It's a Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. See pride, you know. Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. See pride, you know.
Town, C-City, where it used to go down. We had the best entertainment here around town. Chester High, marching band, hugged all the blocks. Old heads on the corner, singing doo-wop. Neighborhood cleanup days used to be live. Up early morning sweeping, and we did it with pride. Our elders didn't have a problem putting us in check. Our parents agreed with it and demanded respect. Hoorah for Chester, we stayed on top. Our parents knew our teachers well, and even the cops. Movie theaters, army parties is where it was at. You want to ball till you fall?
Chester can help you with that.
Community cookouts, the best summertime fun. Double dutch, hula hoop, and break dancing. Rap battles, mic check.
1 2 1 2.
DJ spinning records,
Make it do what it do. Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. See pride, you know. Chester flow. Can't buy, can't rent it. If you're rocking with your city, stand up, represent it. Chester flow. If you love it, let it show. Wanna hear it go. See pride, you know. Chester flow. What? Chester flow. It's a Chester flow. Chester flow. See pride, you know. Chester flow. Come on. Chester flow. It's a Chester flow. Chester flow. See pride, you know.